Hi, this is your host, Asia Takara, for Moon Juiced, The Conversations We Crave. And season 3, this is the start of season 3, and it's been a couple of months, but that's because I have been creating and also switching things around and working on other creative projects as well. And this time I'm going to add the format of video. So this is a new little thing, and we're just gonna see how it goes. So the conversations are going to be on YouTube now, as well as Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. I think I had resistance towards doing this because when I do my solo shows, I can just take the time to edit myself, I guess, to just put it straightforward. I think on video it's a little harder for me to mask my filler words or my fuck-ups, to just be blunt about it. But I do love video for the fact that I can do my hair and makeup and do the whole lights, camera, action thing, because y'all know that I'm glamorous, so yeah. But aside from that, this season is a little bit provocative in the sense that I go more into spirituality, and I think spirituality is controversial, and I think naturally I'm kind of drawn to controversial things. Just in terms of, I don't like to follow the rules. I'm a good girl, really. I don't like getting in trouble, but I really don't like being told what to do. And I think with the various altered state experiences that I've had, or to put it even more straightforward, just in terms of experimenting with drugs, and also just in terms of my own experiences that I look at as spiritual, I guess I kind of look at that as just being my own person. And I can't deny that conversations revolving around spirituality are very much a part of the way I look at life. And I think that it's fair in Moon Juiced to add that flair, because, hey, not everyone's going to agree with what you believe or how you look at the world, but I think that it's fair to connect with people in that way, because I think, also in a different sense, spirituality is quite seductive. And I've seen so many leaders, and even I have been over the summer, I was working with someone that I really looked up to, and she spoke my language very much. She was just so in touch with her femininity, and her she was Jewish, so she's very in touch with God, and she she just really spoke in a very beautiful way that was creative and intoxicating, and it made you feel like you could really believe in yourself. And she kind of turned out to be a scam artist, and regardless of how scammy she ended up being, I think, there's still some beautiful truths to what she did have to say, because, she drew in people for a reason, and I think it's because we really see ourselves in who we look up to and who we surround ourselves to, whether you're aware of it or not. And when you're in the personal development field, you you naturally start seeing things, or you start seeing yourself reflected in the outside world. And I love personal development, and I'm constantly working on taking more responsibility for myself and where my thoughts come from, where my feelings come from, where my defense mechanisms come from, where my blocks come from. And in this podcast, I really encourage people to do the same, because that's really what makes you take your power back, and that's what makes you feel like you can do it. And I really believe that you can really do anything that you really set your mind to. What else? I think aside from the spirituality components, I am really drawn to what's happening in the world today. And if you were listening throughout season 1 that I put out, I had this conversation with my friend Eric about how we can make the world whole again. That's what the episode is called. And we have a really great conversation about the Social Dilemma documentary. And of course, I went into a rabbit hole of researching more and more and more, and the more that I've researched into it, the deeper I got into learning about AI and where we're heading technologically. And I just first and foremost want to say I'm obviously no expert. I'm just some philosophical girl that likes acting and screenwriting. But this does have everything to do with everything, because as an artist, to really just look at how money works and how money should be given back to the people, it's going to impact the way that we do our jobs, and it's going to impact the way that we want to support each other. Because first of all, artificial intelligence is definitely going to take over most of the jobs. I mean, artificial intelligence is strategically outperforming human beings. Like, basically, our left side of the brain, because that's our logical, linear brain, AI is already way beyond that. AI can outperform our own strategic, strategies. How do you say it? I don't know. But it can outperform us. And they say, I have read that some people believe that artificial intelligence, its consciousness, is going to be something that we can't even understand. And they were making an analogy of how a dog's consciousness, they can't wrap their head around the consciousness of a human being. It's like their brain configuration is just not that of ours, and it's the same thing with humans and AI. But that's not to say that AI can take over the world, because I don't think AI will take over the world. AI doesn't have creativity. Human beings have creativity. And when AI starts taking over all the basic stuff that we can do, then what's there left for human beings? It's our creativity. And that's why I believe that really now is the best time to hone in your creativity and own it. And now is the best time to be an artist. And there's so much power to the people when we talk about blockchain technology, which, is peer-to-peer transferring of currency and not depreciating currency. This is appreciating currency. That's a whole little rabbit hole that you can just go into, and I'm sure almost everyone, well, hopefully everyone is looking really deep into it, because this is something that you need to pay attention to, because I think it's important to stay up to date. Right now we're in the world of Web 2.0, but we're entering Web 3.0, and that's really exciting because it's a world that is much more humane in terms of collecting human data. And Google, for example, like, they have the audacity to ask me to buy more storage, or else I won't be getting any more emails. And like, bitch, you're already using my data for free. You're like spamming me with ads, listening to my conversations, and you're gonna ask me for money, please. Yeah. So I think quickly, I just wanted to add that in because, hey, I think that this is really exciting, and I also think that it has everything to do with what I'm interested in and what I want to help provide for others. Because first of all, like, I love studying consciousness. I love philosophizing on what the self is, and artificial intelligence goes straight hand in hand with that. And also, I really believe in going towards your own light. And what I mean by that is, when you have a goal and you're focused and you do everything in your power, like you put your life force energy into it, like, that is living a quality life. And just figuring out a way, any way to make it happen. I think that is really honing in your power. And with anything in the world technologically that can help, any research you can do for yourself to help get you where you want to be in life, I really think that there's always a way, especially now, because I know how negative 2020 was, and but I do argue that so many positive things sprung from that, especially from just like a personal point of view, and just in terms of where we as a collective know we need to head. And I think that just now, like, since our eyes have been opened so much in 2020, we need to hone in new technology so that we can improve as a society, so that we can give more power back to ourselves. And I just think that's really exciting. And maybe, just thinking about it now, maybe I should get my friend back on the show, Eric. That would be funny if he was watching this. To expand more on it, because I know that that was one of the most popular episodes of season 1, and I had a lot of great conversations about it afterwards. So yeah, look, I think that I really believe in limitlessness. I believe in limitlessness, and I like having intriguing conversations that can challenge the way we look at the world, and I even enjoy being challenged. There are some conversations regarding our history, and of course I feel like there's just always room to learn about where we're at and how we can improve, and it's just really exciting. So, welcome to season 3. I'm Asia Takara, and how do I end this? I don't know. If you're on audio, peace out, and if you're on video,